Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Oris Ruf CTR3 Chronograph limited edition of 3,000 pieces. This automotive-inspired limited edition in titanium can be seen and purchased on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch with additional accessories included in the sale, high-resolution images for your desktop, and of course complete pricing details for this Oris Ruf CTR3 Chronograph limited edition. One of 3,000 made in a special 2009 limited series, this is one of the most memorable and best designed automotive co-branded watches I've encountered. First and foremost, the watch is quite true to its subject matter. A little background on Ruf. Originally founded during the interwar period in Germany as a family-owned gas station and garage, by the 1980s, under Alois Ruf Jr., it had evolved into one of the most sophisticated tuners of high-performance automobiles in the world, and by the 2000s, it rightly claimed to be a manufacturer in its own right, with cars built by Ruf legally registered as Ruf automobiles, not the Porsches on which they were most frequently based. And you'll remember, if you're fans of the Gran Turismo video game series, that for many years Ruf automobiles stood in as a placeholder for Porsche when that manufacturer was not participating in the series. But as of 2007, Ruf launched its most original and in-house product to date, the CTR3 Supercar, and that watch gave birth to this special series. Now you can see 44.5 millimeters across the broad of the case from 9 to 3, not including pushers or crown. It wears easily on my wrist because of another key feature of it. Yes, it's titanium, so it's nice and light, but although 50.5 millimeters from lug to lug, you'll note how the lugs are actually underslung and hinged, and the extremities of the case project out beyond the end of the lug, such that the watch actually wears smaller than it is, and by a significant margin. In terms of thickness, it is 16 millimeters thick, but it wears a thin 16, with much of that height being heavily sloped in the flank of the case, the bezel, and the sapphire, so it slides easily underneath most jackets, most sweater sleeves, all but the tightest cuffs. The design of the strap is inspired by Ruf automotive upholstery, but at the same time, very cleverly hinged. You'll note the sweep spears in metal, beautifully brushed, blend into the strap, which itself tapers to join the flow of the case lines, but because you can pull the hinges straight down and the watch is so light, you can easily wear this timepiece on a 14.5 centimeter wrist. In my estimation, that would be perfectly sized and suitable for wearing this watch securely. Now the strap is of superb quality. Black calfskin, very, very supple. It has green highlights on its flanks and a light contrasting dark green stitch. You'll also note that it's paired with an Oris single-fold deployant clasp that has a minderless system, so there are no minder loops on the watch. The look is very clean. Any excess is tucked underneath the clasp body, and when closed, it does feature twin triggers to release, so not friction fit, not fit by a cheaper clamshell, but actually equipped with twin triggers. You need positive release to open the watch. It can't accidentally pop open. You'll also note that the watch does draw heavily on its namesake, the CTR3 Supercar, without being literal in any of its imagery. If anything, this watch feels like the most direct heir to the aesthetic of Mark Newson's Ichabod watches. I'm getting a very distinct Ichabod vibe, almost like the old Hemipode chronograph when I look at this watch. It has that kind of fluid, biomorphic kind of aesthetic appeal and beauty to it. Also, the simplicity of it. Look at the light tapering of the knife edges that matches the tapering of the twin ends of the CTR3 Supercar. Beautifully done, but again, not literal. Likewise, the tachymetric scale absolutely belongs on an automotive, one might even say lightly motorsports influenced timepiece, but it's rendered entirely in black ceramic, a thoughtful detail for a small strip that's likely to absorb more than its fair share of scratch and scuff attempts, as it and the sapphire principally shield the titanium case. A good place to use ceramic, minimalist but highly effective and beautifully placed for long-wearing durability. You also note the contrast and finish. Satin on the hoods, polished on the sides. Polished titanium is not a treatment of the gray metal that we're used to seeing. We usually see it sandblasted, matte, or satin. So here, quite attractive with high polished flanks. The dial itself, featuring a deeply dished Rayhaut featuring chronograph minutes, or rather chronograph seconds, and civil time minutes. It also features a font featuring Arabic numerals as used on the instruments of Ruf automobiles, and a blank lower sweep, much like the JLC Amvox series. In the style of automotive analog tachometers and speedometers, the lower sweep of the dial itself is left open. Now, of course, there are needle-style indicators on the dial, the hands at center, and all of the chronograph and subdial indications, again, very much a tribute to automotive imagery without being literal. This is a very inventive take on the automotive co-branded chronograph. And it does feature a Valjoux 7750 caliber, 42 hours, automatic winding, hacking seconds, 25 joules, quick set date, very robust, and with 100-meter water resistance, so even though it is a motorsports-inspired timepiece on the right strap, this one can get wet. This is an inspired, original, and memorable take on an auto co-branded watch. Not merely a simple evolution of something that already exists, it's been extensively realized, a very well thought out, fully actualized concept of a watch in tribute to a great automobile. It satisfies on absolutely every level, from the automotive enthusiast's perspective to that of the true horological aficionado, and to great value. You can see and you can purchase this Ruf CTR3 chronograph on our website.